Hey everybody, how's it going? Texas Guns and Ammo channel here. My name is Chase, and today I want to go over the details of my AR-15 rifle, and it's been an ongoing process for me. I am new to building them, and so I just kind of wanted to go over some details about some problems I've been having with it that involve some jamming issues that have been going on since I built it. And I had the same issue with another rifle, and I've been trying to do some research as far as why it's been not feeding properly, and turns out it's multiple factors causing it. And just wanted to go over what I have discovered and share it with you guys for people who might be new to the AR-15 platform. And by all means, I'm no expert, and I am making new videos, so I can use all the feedback I can get. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me while I am uneducated about certain things. Not an expert by any means, not trying to pretend to be an expert. I just figured maybe I'll have some good input for you guys who are new to building them and troubleshooting problems you might be having with them, just like I have, and hopefully you guys can benefit from it the same way that that I have from my own findings through trial and error, pretty much. So with that, let's get on to the second part of the video, the next part of the video, where I'm going to show you some things that I've found out. One of the things that I discovered are some things about the magazines. This is a GI issue Colt brand 30 round magazine, and it has not been modified at all. It is just like it would come from the Colt factory. And this magazine here is a thermal magazine that I picked up on Gunbroker, and picked up a whole bunch of them. And be totally honest, I had no idea that feeding issues could be caused by the magazine, because the magazines are different. I had no idea they were different, but they are different. So one of the differences that I've found is that whenever the round is being fed by the bolt carrier into battery, that some of the magazines are taller than others, as far as like the height that they actually place the round inside of the chamber. And so there are different heights that the tip of the round or the bullet will actually touch inside of the feed ramps. So I watched another gentleman's video and found out that it could be the magazine, and it could be the way the magazine is allowing the round to be fed into the feed ramps. So they're touching at different points in the feed ramps. So that's the first thing I discovered that could be the problem. The other difference, though, was these little tabs here that actually hold the round in place whenever it comes to the top of the magazine. And in this case, they're both pretty much identical. The only differences is that the plastic is actually thicker than the metal. So the round is a little bit lower in the plastic mag. So nevertheless, the plastic mag, or in this case the thermold mag, it's not just, I'm not just making a reference to all plastic mags. In this case it's these are the only two mags other than the Steyr mag that I have here. It's made for a Steyr 223 5.56 rifle, which is also plastic. I just noticed I was getting some feeding problems with these two magazines. This magazine seems to feed just fine, the mil-spec Colt magazine, and the reason is because the round is a little bit higher, and whenever it's being fed into the chamber. And what was happening though is the tip of the round was getting caught on the aluminum. Okay, for those of you who have built a AR-15 rifle, the feed ramps on the upper receiver and the feed ramps that are on the barrel, they leave this little gap. It's a tiny little gap. And I've noticed that the tip of the round was getting caught on that gap. And sometimes it was getting caught on like tool marks that are on the inside of the chamber, either on the barrel feed ramps or on the upper receiver feed ramps. So that leads to a whole other thing, which is polishing the feed ramps. And I heard everybody say, don't polish the aluminum, polish the steel part of the barrel, or the feed ramps on the barrel. So I did that, and that has helped, because you have to get a Dremel tool, and if you have tool marks, you probably have a really cheap barrel. I had that problem. It's best to buy name brand barrels, Stag Arms, Daniel Defense, brands that you know are going to be top quality stuff. So with that said, buy a good barrel, buy good upper receivers as well. I've noticed that some upper receivers just aren't tooled very well. Buy name brand everything when it comes to your gun. That's just how that goes. Don't buy anything that's no name brand garbage, which I have another video about all the money I wasted on those items. But nevertheless, with that, I will show you what I've done to my rifle as far as polishing the feed ramps, and why you should make sure that the magazines that you have, that you're going to use with your rifle, are working well, and you pair those with your rifle. That's just my own idea that I've come up with, that I think is a good idea. Making sure to pair your magazines that you know work well with your rifle, and don't use magazines that you have either never tested or that are just not working for you. So alright, well, let me show you what I've done to my rifle, and we'll get to that. Alright, here is my rifle here, the upper, and that I was talking about, and I have, kind of hard to show you, but I polished the feed ramps on this rifle with the barrel attached to the upper receiver, and as you can see there, I've tried to polish the feed ramps with a Dremel tool with some jeweler's rouge, and you can see where it's taken the parkerizing off and gotten down to the bare metal. And I even polished the aluminum a little bit. Some people say not to do that, but it has caused my rifle to feed better as a result of polishing a little bit of the aluminum as well. This makes sure that the barrel is uniform with the surface that of the feed ramps that are built into the upper receiver. Now you can see where the aluminum stops and the steel starts. It's a very distinct line because the two different metals are very different, but nevertheless, this has improved my rifle's feeding ability, and I watched some other videos to figure out how to do this. I'm not going to show you how to polish it, but I also took down some of the sharper edges where the round passes over it, which really just simulate putting rounds through it anyway. It's going to wear off all of the little sharp little corners that are on the inside of the feed ramps, and have seemingly just made it just feed better. When I take it down to the range, you can just see the round loading into it a lot more effectively, and you don't even have to use all of the pressure from the spring either. I made sure to do it slowly where you could see the tip of the round touching the feed ramps and going into the chamber, and not even using the full pressure of the spring. So I felt like that was a good way to go. So in other words, it's worked for me. This solution has worked for me. This may not be something that you would do, but I think it's increased the reliability of my rifle to do this. It's made it feed better and jam less. So, right or wrong, you be the judge on this method for reducing the amount of jams you're going to have in your rifle.